Today's Nebraska Wesleyan University Sports Network telecast game was made possible by Lincoln Electric System. It's your electricity. Own it. Union Bank. You belong here. And Nebraska Wesleyan University.
(42-27) Hastings, 15th ranked team in the nation, lead this one at the half. Pretty good crowd filing in here for a much anticipated men's game coming up, as the Prairie Wolves will take on the Broncos. Two teams tied in the standings in the first half there. Hastings, you said it, they had some contested shot, but they hit them. They 50% from the field and from three-point land as well. They were knocking it down.
And the Prairie Wolves, a little bit above their season average, but kind of par for the course, 38.1%. Big threes there. The turnovers were the killer thing for Wesleyan there. 12-6. A lot of points came off turnovers for Hastings. Got to get some stops, string it together here, and start making a run.
15 points off turnovers, and that's what Nebraska Wesleyan trails to start the second half of play. Three from the corner, is up and in. Right back at it quickly are the Broncos.
Same start as the beginning of the first half.
That was Hallie Samuelson from downtown. Don't forget Nebraska Wesleyan without the services of Bridget Bucher tonight with a knee injury. She had the brace on, now she's maybe iced that knee a little at halftime. There's a take by Courtney Cook down the right side. And she's had a strong last 6 or 7 games. She's been quiet here so far, though. Quickly the other way, Hastings in transition, just like that.
Well, it's not good here when your point guard's keying the ball in against a press.
Made a nice run at the end of the half to cut it to 15. They trailed by as many as 22. 21 checked out. And there's a miscue, another turnover.
Tried passing it down there to GPAC Commissioner Corey Westra.
Corey taking it a game here down in the southern half of the GPAC. Get the pleasure of working with Corey on a daily basis with the GPAC. One of the best commissioners out there, that's for sure. And not just in the NAI leagues, I'm saying one of the best around. He is an asset to the GPAC, that's for sure.
The GPAC and the NAI are lucky to have Corey.
As is Sioux City, home of the Women's Division II basketball tournament. Tough drive by Tukolste earns her a couple extra shots.
Good take, good went up strong with it, couldn't get it to finish, but again, found their way to the line. And if you've never been up to Sioux City for the Division II tournament, Division II women's tournament, even if you're not a real big women's basketball fan, it's a great atmosphere. They do it right up there, make it feel like a much bigger event than maybe you would think as an NAIA tournament.
Great facility up there at the Tyson Event Center. There's Sanchez getting a hand on it.
Yeah, and the Tyson Event Center is a very, very nice facility for a tournament of that magnitude to be. They cram 8 games into one day the first couple of days, and basketball goes from 8 a.m. till midnight most days.
If you're a basketball junkie, it's the place to be, and especially if you're a GPAC fan. There's a travel turnover on Hastings, because consistently year in and year out, the GPAC will have 4, sometimes 5 teams in it on a regular basis. You look at the standings this year, you'll probably get possibly up to 5 teams even.
Well, and sometimes the GPAC's vying for all 4 Final Four spots, or 3 of Final Four, 3 of the 4. I still remember distinctly one of the years, I think it was back in, must have been 2007 or 2008, hearing the College of the Ozarks coach, after winning the first game, tell the media, well, now I got to play in the GPAC tournament, because he knew it was going to set up that they were going to have to beat 2 or 3 GPAC teams just to get to the finals.
Tukolste works with it. Good drive. Left side. Missed it hard off the back iron, but a nice take.
Well, the men's tournament's a lot of fun down there in
Branson,
Missouri,
you
too.
can't beat that as well. Yep. And that's where Nebraska Wesleyan is looking to make a run to. Tall order. A lot of tough teams in the league.
they're getting hot at the right time, and they've played really good against some ranked teams, and I think they can get it done. And
Tough rebound there by Neal.
I don't think many people would argue with them. They got the offense to kind of make that run.
And you could tell they have a little confidence, and you could see that just talking with Coach Wellman at the half. I mean, they're having fun and winning games, and that breeds more and more success. And he's doing a nice job in his first year. Trying to run a little half-court offense here.
Get some momentum going. It's never a bad time to get momentum going at the end of the year. And GPAC tournament's always crazy. I mean, both men and women. Anytime you get in the GPAC tournament, it's just about
fire
anything
up the
can
shot,
happen.
partially blocked. That's going to be a shot clock violation.
That one got partially blocked on the way in.
Ashley tried to get that offensive rebound, but not time to get a putback up and in.
Positives for Wesleyan, you're 11 of 13 from the line, so if you can get to the line, maybe get some points while the clock stopped, try to claw your way back in this thing. Got to get stops, though.
Cook thought she had a good block. Instead, she picks up foul number 2. And the line will be Williamson. Yeah, she got a little bit of that off arm. Williamson for a pair. First one gets the friendly shooter's roll. All Williamson's points at the charity stripe tonight. 3 of them.
You like seeing Hastings kind of getting back to being a nationally relevant program. I think it's kind of one of those. The GPAC's better as a whole when Hastings basketball is clicking along and doing what they're supposed to. It makes the whole conference better when teams are winning.
Back to an 18-point lead now for the Broncos. After that big run, it was 12-1 to start the game. Then Nebraska Wesleyan has really played pretty even basketball. Tecole muscles that one up and in. She is 11 on the night. Sanchez dribbles dribbles after the turnover and a chance to cut into this lead even more.
Bucket here would be good for momentum.
Kylie Ashley. They go inside. Cook, good hands, kicks it back out. 3 to shoot. Diaz puts up the runner. Scoop shot, no good. 2 shots coming up. We talked about it. Some of these younger players, Cook just a junior, get her another year. Diaz a sophomore, and this is kind of a breakout game. I mean, I know she averages about 4 a game, but really looked very comfortable tonight, taking the ball in the hole. She's kind of stepped up in that when you need a shot. She's kind of been that go-to person other than Tecole tonight.
And it's almost too bad that you don't have Booker in a game like this, because if you do get some players rolling, it's just frustrating. But Diaz looked very comfortable going to her left, and there's just not many players out there that comfortable going to their left. And I don't know if she's left-handed anyway, but it just looks very comfortable going to her left. Which
back to that little 2-3 matchup it looks like here. Or almost a box and one on actually Van Kirk. Diaz is assigned the task of guarding Jamie Van Kirk. Left her feet that time to Colstate. Got a free shot. And a second chance here after the board by Jackson. And a whistle. Trying to fight her way through the screen that time was Kylie Ashley. Her third, incidentally, on the previous play, Chelsea Morton picked up her 4th for the Broncos.
Got a little bit fired up there on the screen and
tried to fight through.
The frustrating part about this possession was playing that kind of box and one player breaks down, and that's what causes the offensive rebound to be there. So everybody's kind of got to rotate to be able to cover up for them.
Pass is too tall for Williamson. Another chance to get it under 15 here. Nowhere to go with it for Sanchez. Tecole work with it. Right side, left it short again. Now Tecole has been to the rim numerous times with good looks and just not able to finish at a usual clip here tonight.
I think she's almost a couple of times expected contact that hasn't been there.
You can tell maybe that Felicia's getting a little frustrated. She's letting out a little extra angst on that defensive end. There's another second chance for the Broncos. They'll reset.
They're going to be content to just run some clock off here and try to bleed this thing. Long offensive possessions.
Barry tried to force one inside, and Neal comes out of there with it. Another chance to push it under that 15-point mark. Diaz had a nice backdoor cut. Back to Emma Neal. Had good position, but did have a much taller player pushing her way through. To Kolstad gets the board, had it stripped by her own player, up and in off glass, and she was not going to be denied that time.
You rarely see the block on your own player.
Holly Hild with a bucket the other way. Courtney Cook, I don't know if she gets credit for that or not. Kolstad has that look in her eye. An offensive foul on Felicia Kolstad, and you could see she was wanting to make a little run of her own there and a little too aggressive.
Yeah, I think if you and
there she might have got away with one, but there's Courtney Cook took it right away.
But I think if you would have talked to Coach prior to the game and asked her, kind of given her some of the scenarios of some of the looks that Kolstad's had, you think, man, she's going to have 25 or 26 right at this point.
Missed bucket, another chance here.
She's only 5 of 14 from the field. Most of those have been layups.
Kaylaw back out there for Nebraska Wesleyan, bottom left of your screen. She's the three-point weapon for the Prairie Wolves. Driving her way around with body control there.
Good patience that time, too. Just stuck with it. Was able to kind of knife
that
through.
Hook in there just a little bit in transition. Who's this one going to be on, Sanchez or Kolstad?
Slow getting back as the reason on the last bucket and the last foul.
Kolstad picks up her third here at the 12:35 mark. And there's a stick it out, get back out there. She was heading maybe towards the bench, thought she was going to have to sit down. Coach Fett trusts her. Thompson with a bucket, her third and fourth points of the game. Just when Wesleyan makes a little run, they give up the easy bucket in transition or an out of bounds. There's Kaylaw for three off back iron. Jackson with the rebound. Surveys the defense. Thompson into the lane. Drops it off point blank, off glass and in for Morton, who really not quite ready for that pass that Thompson snuck in there.
Yeah, like you said earlier, just not a lot of movement without the basketball.
Kolstad muscles her way up for another one. And really right now the offense is get it to Felicia Kolstad and let her go to work. Timeout on the floor. Nebraska Wesleyan within 15 here in the second half.
What excites me is being able to build something that isn't there. We're not about following the norm, we're about creating.
New concepts, they're always in the back of my head. The burger place that everybody wants it to be.
It just went crazy, but it wasn't at a point that we knew it could fully support a new adventure.
Sebastian's Table is everything I love about food. So Union Bank willing to take on a restaurant and give us a chance. We know there's always somebody there who will back us if we want to do something new.
We don't want to slow down. We're ready to keep rolling.
The Gold Rush Dance Squad, the GPAC co-champion Gold Rush Dance Squad from the GPAC Cheer and Dance Invitational. GPAC hosts the Invitational. It's not a official sport per se, and as of yet, just because the number of schools that participate. They do host the GPAC Invitational this year, and Nebraska Wesleyan, the Gold Rush Dance team, the co-champs this year of the dance division. Felicia Kolstad with a nice second half. 10 points here in the second half. She had 9 in the first half, or 7 in the first half, excuse me.
And if you're Nebraska Wesleyan, you've at least played even with the number 15 team. This half, done some very good things. Just some of the finer tuned things just aren't there right now. That, like we said earlier, hope they come with a year of experience.
Well, not only that, the big run to open the game really.
Yep. Oh yeah, that
set
takes
them
the
back
wind
here.
out of your sails real quick.
Jackson inside, Morton dribbles through contact. Cook with the rebound. Colstay traveled with it.
I think she anticipated the contact and it just wasn't there until after the second step.
Emma Neal will check out. Back in Kylie Ashley, excuse me. Fresh 30 to work with for the Broncos, leading at 55-40. On the dribble drive with a kick out. Thompson is always looking to go to the hole. Quick jump ball there. Thompson tied her up. Stays with the Prairie Wolves. Coach Hofstetter, not a big fan of the call. Tried to go with a touchdown pass and nowhere to go. 5-second count for Colstay.
Been living on the edge with that one all game long. That it just at some point was gonna catch on to you or catch up to you.
Double team to Colstay, flying over, and Hastings is out of bounds while they touched it. See maybe a little frustration from Coach Hofstetter over there as well, with playing with the lead, being able to do good things with it, but haven't really been able to put Nebraska Wesleyan away yet here in that second half. Still within striking distance.
It hasn't been a sloppy half by Hastings, but definitely not at the Hastings standard that I think most people that follow this team would be used to.
Colstay stripped, got it back, put it up, missed it. Pull-up jumper left side, off back iron, no good to Colstay. Nowhere to go with it. Swings it to Sanchez. Through traffic. K-Law, Cook, left side. Back up top to Felicia.
Just needs something to get it under 15. I feel like we've been stuck at 15 for a while.
Spin move by Colstay. Left it short, batted around. Jackson out of there with it. Has a 2-on-1. Or a 1-on-2. Kick out for Barry. Buries the 3. She has 6 points on 2 3-point field goals.
I had about 3-4 possessions there that they got stops, but just couldn't get a basket to cut into the lead. Could have maybe cut it down to about 8. But you know Hastings is going to find a way to get their offense going again. So you got to get points when they're not scoring.
Foul. Colstay to the line for a pair. Cook looked like she might have twisted an ankle. Tika Thompson's first. Colstay has a way of getting to the rim. Left that one short. Colstay's just been short a little bit everywhere this evening. Layups even. I mean, just and maybe part of that's trying to do a little bit extra shoulder the load with Booker out, but she struggled from the field.
Forced by any means, but I mean just not looking right coming out of the field. Even the ones that she made, like that free throw, she's not hitting nothing but nylon, and it's rattling around or banking in or.
She gets a breather here from Coach Brittany Fett. We'll see if she comes back energized for the final. It's about probably 7 or 8 minutes of this one. Thompson on the drive.
As we say,
that out for Jackson. Points. Second chance again. Jeldon taken away by Sanchez. It'll stay with the Broncos. It just looked like they're going to maybe get over that 15-point hump. Then Barry hits a big 3. Poked away by Sanchez again.
Yeah, I mean, defensive intensity has been pretty good for the Prairie Wolves, all the night. A little bit of lapse in the transition D.
Thompson's 3 doesn't even bring iron, but it does fall into the hands of Bronco for second chance points. No reset on the shot clock, though, so only 15 to work with here. Little runner in the lane, Thompson. Back to a 19-point lead all of a sudden. Sanchez trying to go coast to coast, scoop shot, too hard. Jackson through traffic.
I think Sanchez has had a pretty solid night for the Prairie Wolves.
Defensively, steal number 4 there. Now they call it a 4 down for Diaz. They've liked what they've seen from her. Going against one of the better defenders in the GPAC. Van Kirk right at her.
Left hand of Diaz has been strong tonight.
Diaz with 14, 10 above her season average. So we asked where they would get it from if Booker couldn't go, and tonight it's been Diaz. Jackson squares up a 3. Left it short, but an offensive rebound putback right there, right time. Tika Thompson.
Positioning without the ball has been a strong point of Hastings tonight. Just right where they need to be, right when they need to be there.
See if they spread it again. They do for Diaz. 12 in the shot clock. Crosses over. Gives it back. Beller. Reach in. Will be the 4th team foul tonight. First on Alex Edwards. Or second, excuse me, on Alex Edwards. Cole stay back out there. Along with Neal, K-Law, Cook. Diaz up top. Cook will fire up the 3 on the right side. In and out for Cook. Just keeping it in was Jackson.
Points here by Hastings may finally get them enough breathing room to be able to feel easy about a comeback win not happening for the Prairie Wolves.
Time getting short for the Prairie Wolves here if they can't make a little run now. 7 to shoot. Jackson in the lane. Drops it off to Edwards. 3 up and in, the kick out. And that's Hallie Samuelson. Samuelson has 8 in this half, and the lead is 22, the biggest of the game for the Broncos. And you can just almost see it in the body language after that possession. It might have taken the air out of the sails. DeColste's still fighting down low, though. Diaz with the offensive rebound. DeColste had it blocked.
That's just not been there all night long.
Edwards skips it over the top. 3 on the way. Another one from Samuelson. No good that time. Courtney Cook with another rebound. 5 on the night. Diaz. Yeah, mismatch down low. Neal has Jackson. They're trying to find her, but Diaz will take it on the left side up and in.
Might have found another scorer here tonight.
16 for Diaz.
You think she's going to be a matchup nightmare for some teams once Booker comes back in because you can't put a bigger body on her. She's quick enough to go around somebody.
At 5'11" at a guard, yeah, she's a matchup nightmare.
And she's shown good moves going to the basket, even away from the basket. You know.
Right now, 5'11" guard out there, and you're running a 4-down set because you know she can get to the hole, so she can handle the basketball, finish. Haven't seen a lot from the jump shot tonight, but
haven't needed to.
Haven't been able to stop her. Sanchez on the dribble. $12 on the shot clock. Kylie Ashley through the lane, left-handed hook shot, no good. Hastings the other way, now they'll back it out, circle the wagons. Had it poked away. Timeout by Coach Hofstetter of the Broncos. They'll talk things over. They lead by an even 20 here in the second half.
Hi, I'm Ryan with LES's Save Money, Saving Energy, and I wanted to share a hot tip about keeping warm in the wintertime. Instead of turning up your thermostat, turn on a portable space heater. After all, why heat your whole house when you only want the room you're in to be warm and toasty? Oh, that's too toasty. Don't touch that, Gracie. For more energy-saving tips like this, visit us at les.com or do a search for LES Video Vault on YouTube. We'll see you next time.
Trey Bardsley, the reigning GPAC Player of the Week, was also the NCAA D3 Player of the Month in January, and for good reason. He's put up 40 a couple times. He's the quiet leader, if you can say that, of this Nebraska Wesleyan attack. Here it's 45 to 65. Three from the corner, no good. Kylie Ashley with the board. And under 5 minutes here, you gotta find some points and find them in a hurry if you feel like you can make a run here. Had it to 15 with 4 or 5 chances to get that lead down to 13. Tecoloste got away with the travel, but she gets the hoop and the harm instead. See who the foul's on. Looks like Samuelson. Tecoloste, who the last time we were here was coming off a run of some subpar point output games for her, is back on track here tonight. Still an 18-point lead for the Broncos, and they'll be content. We'll see just maybe to run a little half-court offense here, get deep in that shot clock. Coach Hofstetter was a little frustrated, though, I think, with the way they were taking care of the basketball. There's a nice find in the corner. Off back iron. Diaz with the rebound. Diaz has 5 rebounds to go along with her night.
I think Coach Hofstetter's just been a little bit frustrated with it. You've seen when she's gotten her team together as we watch the replay. The take, good take, good strong. Diaz
Tecoloste has that body control where she can get a defender on her hip, and
yep. Like I said, stuff just hasn't looked comfortable for Tecoloste. But going back to Hastings, I think they've had a few possessions where they've almost been like, here, let's just try this, and it's, oh wait, that's not what we want to do. And when they get back into what they're coached to do and what they want them to do, they look real solid and sharp.
0 for 2 for Tecoloste. Gets the board, lost it, got it back, muscles it up, can't get it to go. She's just had a rough shooting night around the hoop. I say that, and she still has almost 20 points. 20 exactly. There's another bucket.
When it's not your night, it's not your night. Sanchez works her butt off to get the poke, and it goes right to a Hastings player.
Another timeout on the floor. 20-point game with 3:29 left.
You should pick Wesleyan because
it's a school that whatever you want to be in life, you can certainly do it.
I wanted a small school, small campus where I could be one-on-one with my professors.
It's just like one big family. Not to mention the kind of education she gets is wonderful.
I didn't apply to any of the schools. I know Wesleyan was the one that I wanted to come to.
We want you to come join us and be part of the Prairie Wolf family and be a part of the tradition of success.
Hastings fans on hand here. Nice Hastings following across the way for this one and for the upcoming men's contest. Should be a good men's game here tonight. Some intrastate rivals going at it, trying to clear the standings up. Those men's standings, it's just kind of a big conglomeration around that 3 through 8 spot, trying to set themselves up for the conference tournament as the season winds down. Hard to believe, but already almost the end of the regular season conference basketball. Coach Hofstetter has instructed her team for the final 3:30 here. Myra Thompson getting ready to go. Cook, Diaz, Tecoloste, Sanchez, and Ashley on the floor. Tecoloste looking for a pick. Spin move right in the block. Left it short. Hastings pushing the pace here. And now resetting. Michaela Berry back up out top to Nbwegi, who's fouled. Still not the bonus for the Hastings Broncos, so let's have it on the side. Fourth foul on Tecole though.
Frustrating offensive night for Tecole. 8 of 25 when the other 6 players for Wesleyan have only attempted 20 shots. And so frustrating one night when it's not going to fall for you. Had she been on and had one of those nights where she was on fire, could have been a real special night. Probably could have got defensively. They're playing good enough to be in this game.
Sanchez with another steal. Diaz with a nice crossover to the rack. Left it just a little high. Tracking down the loose ball is Nbwegi. She'll pull up for a 3 and tickle the twine.
Miscommunication there on the defensive end. Both Tecole and Sanchez went to one player, left the ball wide open for an easy step-in three-pointer.
Equals the largest lead of the night. Tecole, nowhere to go with it. Jumper for Cook, short. Offensive board and a reach foul going to be called on Kelly Schriebvogel, a 6-foot sophomore out of Colorado. 1-1 for Kylie Ashley here. Trying to get on the board for the first time. Rattles around, no good, and it'll be last touch by Nebraska Wesleyan.
Going to start emptying the bench just a little bit here, get some other players into the game. 23-point deficit, 2 minutes to go.
Maddie Montgomery going to probably check in for Tecole the final time. She'll probably see the floor this evening. She'll finish with 20 points. 20 points on a rough shooting night.
on an 8 of 25 shooting nights.
Diaz into the table.
Go back to the positives things. I think you found another scorer in Diaz. I think she did some really good things tonight offensively for you without Bucher being in the lineup. Defensive intensity was pretty good for the most part. Had some lapses, miscommunications.
Good block there by Ashley.
But until about the 4-minute mark of the second half, you're in the game enough to make Hastings nervous.
And they played even basketball minus the big run, and then here at the end they've opened it up back up to a 20-point lead. But the middle of the game, the last 10 minutes of the first half and the first 10 minutes of the second half, really the first 15 of the second half, they played even basketball. Jamie Stoner out there as well now for Nebraska Wesleyan.
The press break's there's got to be some improvement in the press break for the Prairie Wolves moving forward. Was a struggle tonight and flirted with that 5-second call most of the night, and then you did finally get bit by it here in the second half.
Also in the game, Jill Brkacek, freshman from Schuyler, Nebraska. And Kaylee Glover, freshman from Doniphan. All getting some time here. Hastings in the standings, currently 4th in the GPAC. There's a rebound by Brkacek, a reach in, and I think Brkacek's going to be shooting free throws on the other end. Look at that, the 15th ranked team in the nation, the 4th best team in your conference via the standings right now. 11-5. Actually, they're tied with Briarcliff for 3rd in the standings.
And not many seasons do you see Northwestern being the fifth place team in the conference. They're usually up there.
Brkacek in the scorebook with a free throw there.
Briarcliff's been on a run the last few, I'd say, probably going close to about a 10-year run of being near the top of the women's thing. I think it took, you saw it take Coach Olson at Concordia a few years to kind of break into that top echelon there.
Yeah, Morningside's
always near the top.
Morningside and Concordia this year have been impressive. The lone loss for Concordia to Morningside. Oh, up and under there. Nice move inside. Bucket for Schriedvogel.
The scary part about both Morningside and Concordia is that they've got some talented freshmen
that play solid minutes
now. That are contributing right now. Not just they're going to be good in a couple years. They've got some difference makers as a freshman. And it doesn't make the road to a GPAC championship any easier.
Turnover there. They try to go inside to Brkacek. Final 30 seconds of this one. Hastings will improve to 12-5 in GPAC play. 18-7 overall.
Hastings is getting close to flirting with that 20-win mark that everybody kind of always looks at as getting to the assuring yourself of that at-large bid. Usually finishing in the top 4 of the GPAC will get you in, but at the same time, you feel a little bit better about it once you get to that 20-win mark. They're not going to leave somebody with 20 wins at home.
Two teams from the GPAC regardless via the postseason qualification. Yeah. That's a nifty little shot there. A lot of English on that one from Thompson. She ends up with 10 of the night. No quitting either of these teams here. The final 15.4 in this one.
Be interesting to see if Northwestern can go on enough of a run to be that 5th team that would make enough. And if they do, though, they'll be one of those teams that will have to play a good team.
Yeah.
Yep. But they could. That's what GPAC basketball kind of does to you.
5-6 seconds left in this one, and it stays with Nebraska Wesleyan. Men's game coming up after this one. Hastings 10-16 overall, 7-9 in the GPAC. Wesleyan 10-11, 7-9 in the GPAC. Something's got to give there. Three-pointer from Bellers, no good, and that'll do it on this one. 74-48, your final. The 15th ranked Hastings Broncos pick up the victory here at Snyder Arena. Amanda Diaz had herself a night tonight. 16 points to Colstay with 20 for Nebraska Wesleyan. There's 2 of those 20 inside. Well, second chance points here from Diaz anyway. And that's kind of how the night went. Colstay gets them, but she had a rough shooting night. Still ended up with 20 points. Hastings got a little bit from everywhere. In transition, from beyond the arc, and that'll do it from Snyder Arena. Our final, 74-48 for our entire Nebraska Wesleyan University Sports Network crew. And Wade Tracy, I'm Lucas Mormon. Have a great evening.
Today's Nebraska Wesleyan University Sports Network telecast is made possible by Lincoln Electric System. It's your electricity, own it. Union Bank, you belong here. And Nebraska Wesleyan University.